Hello everyone. Today we will present about the task that was given, which is comparative study of lean manufacturing tools used in automotive industries in Malaysia. This topic was based on the cost production system in automotive industry. Let's move into the introduction of our members. The first members is Alisa Amanda. We have the second one is Muhammad Shafiq, and the third one is Afif Numan, which myself. So we move into the chapter one, which is introduction to the lean manufacturing. So we will cover about the history of lean globally and also the history of lean in Malaysia. So what is lean manufacturing? Lean manufacturing is a methodology that focuses on minimizing waste within manufacturing system while simultaneously maximizing the productivity. So we diminish the waste, also will increase the maximum productivity of the industry. So that is the meaning of the lean manufacturing. So next we move to the history of lean. It firstly originates from the Toyota production system, which is often referred as just-in-time production. So back then, Toyota became successful after the World War II because of Japanese winning the war, and then the Japanese occupy the American productions and the quality techniques by the American. So because of this, the Japanese can enhance their techniques. So the technique applies, which is SMED, which is single magnet exchange of die. This technique which will simplify all the internal and external activities of the industries, so which be successful to the company. So then this innovation brings success and role model for other manufacturers. So this is why Japanese is successful. History of lean in Malaysia. The lean in Malaysia was first announced in 2006. The Malaysia that was founded, company was founded, which is the Malaysia Japan Automotive Industry Corporation, which is called Majaico. Is used to grow and shape the local automotive sectors into a global player in the industry. Back then, it was first used by the aerospace composite manufacturer, but now it moved to the automotive sectors. Okay, what is the problem statement? In implementing the lean, the problems that we face are that we may be insufficient management time to support the lean. The second one, we have the lack of lean implementation skill, which is the workers that have no skill or the practicing it. The third one, we receive no support from the top. The fourth, back then, we are too much focusing on the tool and not its culture, which is lean culture. So that's why it will be a problem to our lean to success. Next we move to the objective. The objective of this, which is to help them with continuous improvement. Okay, and the second one is to maintain the cost reduction. The third one, to increase the production ability, which is the workers need to work faster, so it will become more output, so better performance show. The fourth one is to keep up the improvements in the work environment. So what we call this is called a successful lean if we follow all of these objectives.
Hi, my name is Elisa Amanda and I will be presenting Chapter 2 Literature Review. For 2.1, the introduction, lean manufacturing, also called lean production, was originally created in Toyota after the Second World War in the Reconstruction period. It is based on the idea of eliminating any waste in the industry. For example, any activity or task that does not add value and requires resources. It is considered in any level of the industry, for example, design, manufacturing, distribution, and customer service. The main ways are overproduction against plan, waiting time of operators and machine, unnecessary transportation, waste in the process itself, excess stock of material and components, non-value adding motion, and defects in quality. For 2.2, Lean Manufacturing Implementation, we take a look at the article, A Study on Lean Manufacturing Implementation in Malaysian Automotive Component Industry, where it is about the study on the current status of the Malaysian automotive component industry on the level of perception and implementation of lean manufacturing. So most of the surveyed companies agreed on the importance of lean practices in their companies, but the level of implementation was not perceived by them in the same ways. Moving on to 2.3, Strategies for Successful Lean Manufacturing. We take a look at the article, Strategies for the Successful Lean Manufacturing Implementation, on a case study in a Malaysian automotive parts manufacturing. The successful initiatives taken by a manufacturing company in implementing lean manufacturing system, particularly in Malaysian automotive parts manufacturer organization, where Malaysian manufacturing companies need to know that lean implementation is a continuous process. Thus, long-term investment in lean activities should not be considered as an unnecessary loss of resources, and they should not anticipate immediate returns. Next, 2.4, Lean practices between Japanese and Malaysia automotive service centers, where the article Comparative Study of Lean Practices between Japanese and Malaysia automotive service centers focus on in service sector. Lean practices are important to ensure value-added services can be delivered to customers. The purpose of this study is to compare the lean practice between Japanese and Malaysia automotive service centers. Based on the survey result, the significant differences are identified as weak points of Malaysia companies as an opportunity to improve. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Shafiq bin Muhammad Suruddin. Today I will continue about chapter 3, which is discussion. For chapter 3.1 is about lean system use in automotive industry in Malaysia. Lean manufacturing has become a widely acceptable and adoptable best manufacturing practice across countries and industry. Lean manufacturing are a total management philosophy and approach to manufacturing process with a long-term goal of revolutionizing industry operation. It have helped Malaysia manage its large stockpiles and production data, reducing waste and obsolescence. Lean manufacturing are playing an integral role in enhancing the competitiveness and market flexibility of manufacturing companies, and it able to control customer supply variation because of complex manufacturing process, procedure, technology, and trained personnel. Okay, next is about factor influencing selection of lean manufacturing tool in automotive industry Malaysia. Okay, this factor is first to avoid unnecessary waste and fluctuation, and there are a few factors that influence them in the selection of lean tool and technique. For the first is the organization operate in, such as private, public, or non-profit, which is TS. Okay, next, the difficulty level of performing the chosen tool and technique, which is EI. Okay, next, the availability of resource such as funding and resources to execute the chosen lean tool and technique, which is RA. Okay, number 4 is the ability to gain approval and support from top management, which is TM. 5 is the capability of the workforce to execute the lean tools and technique, which is WF. And the lastly is the ability of resources such as funding and resources to execute the chosen lean tool and technique, which is RA. Okay, next is effectiveness of lean manufacturing tool use in automotive industry in Malaysia. The 5S lean manufacturing tool is employed in the automobile industry according to a survey of firms in Malaysia that look at awareness and effectiveness. For the awareness from the table, it shows the awareness level of lean tool and technique, which make it evident that the automotive sector in Malaysia use the 5S tool and technique the most frequently. The 5S average score is 3.75, which is higher than the standardized SW and Kaizen in terms of tool knowledge. They are aware of the 5S tool and method and how they can successfully minimize waste. Okay. Next, for the effectiveness level, from the table, the 5S is shown to have the best level of effectiveness for lean tools. The 5S lean manufacturing tool is the most efficient and the Malaysian automotive sector has trained in it. According to this report, managers should be aware of the current level of awareness for lean tool and technique depending on the nature of their business in order to help them implement and improve their grasp of lean tools and technique that are lacking. Okay. For the last subtopic is 3.4 about implementation of lean manufacturing tool in automotive industry measure for a better future. Okay. The origin of lean is in the use of tool to improve process is in an agile and practice way aiming to reduce waste and create a lean process. There are few implementation tool. Usually the first one is JIT. JIT is to produce exactly the quantity needed to supply delivery and to do so only when they are needed. Okay, next is Jidoka. This lean tool is directly linked to quality control and allows automated process to be interrupted by the human operator as soon as they notice as failure. Okay, the third one is take time. Take time is to make the time used in production be defined as a function of the real market demand. Next is about Kaizen. Kaizen is to reduce cost and increase productivity through continuous improvement. Next is 5S. 5S is a tool that used in the quest for total quality, and 5S is the first five. The first S is Siri, which is usage. Next, Satan, which is organization. Seiso is cleaning. Shiketsu is standardization and head. And lastly, Shitsuke is discipline. And for the last implementation tool is leveling. Leveling is to eliminate production fluctuation caused by changing customer demand. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you.
Okay, now we move to the last chapter, which is conclusion. Okay, for the conclusion, okay, lean is the newest trend that was used by the most automobiles companies, which is the technique that was so successful at simplifying the waste and also increase productions. So as a Malaysia company, we must take an example that in Malaysia we must work closely with the Japan. This is because in order to attain quality and also the better equipment, we need to work along with Japan so we can take note about the culture and apply in our industries. So we will become a very innovative industries. Then it will lead to our country to be a successful country. So it must be reminded that lean is not for a long term. It is reminded that lean is for long term process, and it's not for quick results. So we must practicing it day by day to see the bigger picture. So that's all from us. Thank you. Okay, thank you.